Wrestling fans from different generations have always wondered the same thing. Who was the greatest of all time? Could newer superstars such as The Miz or Randy Orton be able to take on legends such as Bret Hart or Macho Man Randy Savage? What would happen if great giants such as Andre the Giant and The Big Show squared off? Hoping to let players decide that for themselves? THQ has released WWE All-Stars. Released on March 29th, this was the second wrestling title released by THQ within 6 months, the other being their annual title, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. So, how do both games compare? Well, let's take a look and find out. This game has 3 primary modes: Path of Champions, Fantasy Warfare, and Exhibition. Path of Champions allows you to take a current superstar or legend and put them on a path consisting of 10 matches, all leading up to defeating one of 4 opponents. You can either challenge The Undertaker, Randy Orton, or DX, which if you don't know is Triple H and Shawn Michaels. These matches start off simply with just one-on-one matches, then move on to fatal 4-way matches and even cage matches. Fighting through these matches allows you to unlock other wrestlers, more moves for created superstars, and other arenas. The Fantasy Warfare mode consists of 15 matches. These matches have you face off 2 superstars, one legend, one current superstar, who have something in common. For instance, they have Andre the Giant face off against the Big Show to see who the superior big man was. They also put Mr. Perfect vs. The Miz to see which narcissistic wrestler was superior. You can choose to wrestle as either the legend or the superstar to put the power in your hands. Along with these specialty modes, you can just play simple exhibition matches. Unlike SmackDown vs. Raw, however, you are only limited to 5 types of matches. These matches being one-on-one, tornado tag team, steel cage, extreme rules, and elimination. Along with just playing these matches locally, you can also play them online with up to 4 players. The Creative Superstar mode has also made a comeback, but it's very underwhelming. You can only choose entire movesets rather than choosing individual moves, and you can only give your superstar a specific finisher once you have used it with the original superstar. Now for the reviewing. The graphics in this game are decent. The character models are extremely exaggerated, but that was intentional, so I really can't fault the designers. Although the characters at times do look silly, they are still rendered well enough that there won't be glitches while playing. As for the gameplay, this is where the game really starts to fall apart. You see, this game is set up more like a fighting game than a wrestling game. Both wrestlers have a health bar above them, and once you take a certain amount of damage, you are vulnerable not only to be pinned, but also to be knocked out. And it's too bad there are no other fighting games out right now. Also, similar to the graphics, the wrestlers also have over-exaggerated moves. For instance, a choke slam can turn into a 20-foot leaping choke slam, which causes shockwaves. Now these aspects aren't where I have the problem. My problem with the gameplay are the controls themselves. The controls are very stiff and in many cases unresponsive. This not only takes away the smoothness you've come to expect from fighting games nowadays, but in many cases it makes the game unfair with your opponent reversing all of your moves with ease and you struggling to land a single blow. Also, along with the controls being stiff, the enemy AI is not only overly aggressive, but it no-sells everything. For those of you who aren't too keen on your wrestling terms, that means that no matter how much damage you do to your opponent, they will always get up extremely quickly. This makes cage matches very difficult as you don't have much time to escape, but combined with the clunky controls, it also makes going for the pin more difficult than it needs to be. Along with clunky controls and aggravating AI, there is almost no difference in any of the wrestlers. All wrestlers attack at roughly the same speed and all do the same amount of damage. So aside from the actual moves, there really is no difference at all between the superstars. So what are my overall thoughts on this game? Well, when I reviewed SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I didn't recommend picking that game up at full price, as it wasn't too different from last year's title, and thus nothing special. But honestly, even that game had better controls, better graphics, better gameplay options, and way more content than this game. And the sad part is, these games both sold for $60 brand new. So if you want to buy a wrestling game, pick up SmackDown vs. Raw. If you want a fighting game, pick up Mortal Kombat, Fight Night, or Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but whatever you do not buy this game. If you want to check it out for the sake of seeing old school wrestlers beat the shit out of John Cena, then I would recommend renting it. But beyond that, there really isn't much to this game. So in conclusion, what do I really think of this game?
It doesn't matter what you think! jabroni. J-A-B-R-O-N-I-X-Y-Z-A-B-C. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jabroni.